Hello and welcome to Lobricks and our LEGO Star Wars Hoth MOC. Last week we added the swooshing speeders. This week it's time to finish off the front of the cavernous entrance of Echo Base. Let's get to it already!
Alright, we're back in the Hoth room, and today marks the first episode past the halfway point. So we're officially more than halfway there. Living on a prayer, if you will. Probably gonna get copy strike for that one. But anyway, today we are gonna be working on the arch over the doors here. So what our goal is today is to build an archway across here and to start laying out the top half of our mountain. I know we haven't started working on this part of the mountain yet, but it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna be a detriment because it's such a long thing here. So if we start working on the arch now, it's not really going to affect our construction down there. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're gonna try our best. We're not exactly sure how well it's going to go. It is a little bit of a complicated thing to build a Lego arch, and especially where the Lego arch will meet in through here and wrap up there, and then how is it going to start building up and round off the top. There's going to be a lot of things that need to be figured out, but we really just have to start going at it and start getting it built. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today, so let's get started.
Alright, so first things first, I'm going to tell you what YouTube video I used to get inspiration to build the inside arch, or the opening to this cave. And I went back to a video we referenced way back in Tatooine, a video called Behind the Build Rockwork Techniques. The channel was from Ben Cossey and was from 3 years ago. I'll put a link to it in the description. But anyways, there's two rock techniques that I wanted to kind of leverage. We do it a bit on the front, which is the slope, tall slope pieces. But it's at a certain point, I can't have the tall slope pieces sloping outward. I have to have them sloping inward so we can make an arch. So for starters, I'm going to build the outside part of this wall with the slope pieces facing this way and eventually moving out. So let's cut over to hyperlapse mode and see if I can actually pull this off. Alright, well, not as deep and cavernous as one would like, but I think that's okay. I didn't want a ton of depth between the outside of the door and the inside. I know in the scene, and actually in the MOC that we were using as our inspiration, this interior goes in a lot deeper, but we kind of had to sacrifice that for the steep front wall. So I think that will do. We'll see how Assistant likes it. Now we have to do the same on the other side. So let's cut over back to hyperlapse mode and finish the top of the arch. Now the top part, which we will kind of conclude with, that is going to be even trickier because I want it to be, it's going to stop sloping this way and start sloping this way into the roof. So we are going to have to extend the roof a little bit to get it started so we can make this top look a little better. So, but that comes later. Right now, let's go back to hyperlapse mode. Oh, I killed a speeder again. And do this side of the arch, the opening. Whatever. Okay, so there is the arch. Let's swing across here. And on that side, and from the front, you can see that it is connected, although a little precarious, because we are going to have to support from the back as we build up the top of the mountain. But so far, so good. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to take a quick detour here as they added a little snot piece, just so we can have a little more detail on the front of this side of the arch. like we do on that side of the arch, although there's no snot technique over there. But you guys know how we love a good snot. So let's go over and build this really quick in hyperlapse mode over on our Lobricks building table. And once again, I have to reset the speeder. You know, now that I think about it, it might not have been a bad idea to put the speeders in after we finish the inverted Hoth bay doors. But you know Leaky, not always thinking ahead.
Dumb people are always blissfully unaware of how dumb they really are.
So once again, I'm gonna fix this stupid speeder. All right, the speeders are in place. And now I can do a little snot work on the front of this side of the arch. So let's snot. All right, so here's the little snot piece that I'm adding just to give it a little more texture there. So there we go. Now I'm gonna bring in Assistant, do a little mid-video review, and then I have to build the top part of this.
All right, so here we are with the slope, or the loop-de-loop and pull here, you know, the archway above the doors. And I do think it looks really good. I really like the way how it slopes together all as one, and I do like the little grable piece that was just added.
Grable.
But I think that does add a lot to the look of this.
Assistant, one thing I wanted to note is this kind of does this kind of go back in enough?
I think so. I think that there is a little bit of a gap. Obviously, with the studs down in here, I might go and just smooth it out a little bit. But I do think it does go in very nice. And then,
it's not quite like the movie. The movie, this is a lot deeper.
Yeah.
But we don't really have enough room, so I figured that's okay.
Yeah, it's gonna do. And I do think now that we take a step back, we are starting to get a nice mountain look there, and it doesn't take away from the look of it. As long as there is a decent gap, and 6 studs is pretty decent, I think it does look pretty good.
Very cool. So Assistant, what I'm gonna do next is I'm literally gonna build this across all the way.
This little cliff part there.
Yep, all the way across. And I'm gonna build the front part of the opening.
Nice, very good.
And there was one thing we were discussing off camera.
In the members video.
In the members video. That's true, you can see all this discussion in the members video, is we don't really need to reverse. See how this is upside down? We can just lay a panel on top, and the pure pressure is gonna hold this in place.
Yes.
As we build the roof.
Not a sanctioned LEGO technique, but you know.
It is not sanctioned, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Illegal building techniques, the FBI got involved. That's gonna be the thumbnail of this video, or the title of it.
Now what is wrong with that? Because this is now essentially a new level.
Yes. I suppose what's wrong with that is in the LEGO world, I know there's a lot of aficionados out there who say, oh, all of the LEGO pieces must be connecting in the perfect manner in which that causes no stress to the piece and is official yada 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 nonsense, whatever.
Oh, so that could cause some stress.
Or they're just saying it's not as stable, so if someone comes along here and were to push the top, they could break it, but you know, it's all made of plastic. This is officially sanctioned LEGO techniques. If I was to push this, it would break anyway. If I was to even like push down on certain parts of a LEGO set, it would break. So I think it's, you know, we can do what we want with our Legos.
I like it. I like it. All right, well, I'm gonna cut back over to hyperlapse mode and build this sucker across.
Very good.
All right, well, there is the top part of the entrance. In the future, we're still going to build it up further and further so it slopes up over Echo Base, but this is a good start. So the last thing I want to do today is put a little more groundwork right in here just to even this out. It's going to be pretty flat once you get inside. It's going to be a little bit treaded upon on the edges where people might be walking around. And I think that'll do it for the building for this week.
All right, so here we are. Here is the arch in its full glory. As you can see, we extended out the platform up here to start the mounting process for our roof for the Echo base here. And as by we, I mean Leaky. And I think it's looking really good. We finally do have the door here, and I think it does look really good and completes that look for sure with the mountain. I think now that we do have that archway, it kind of bridges the gap between the left side and the right side. So it's looking really, really good. But that is actually going to conclude the building segment. So unfortunately, that's all the building we're doing for this video. So you're gonna have to either wait till next week or check out our member content for more. But for now, we are going to add a minifigure, and for today, it's gonna be this fella right here with this very, very large gun, and he's going to go in our trenches. In the movie, we actually do see quite a bit of rebel troopers, and some of them have quite hefty firepower. So because all of these guys just have the regular guns, we decided to add in a dude with the big gun. So now he's sitting over here, he's perched up, that's where we decided to put him, aiming at the walker, and Leaky really wanted to add in a dead fella, so we added in a dead fellow as well, just kind of laying there. He got blasted by one of the incoming Imperial walkers, or the Imperial ATSD.
Yeah,
so,
because in the comment section, everybody kept saying, you gotta have some dead guys.
Yes, of course. But anyway, that is our minifigures for today. Surprise, surprise, more Rebel Troopers. But this time he does have a big gun, so that is kind of cool. But anyway, guys, as of today, that is going to do it for this video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe, because we will be posting a new video next week and the week after that one, and repeat that cycle until this thing is done. So subscribe so you don't miss out on more updates in the future. If you want to see behind the scenes action, like planning out the MOC and where everything's going to go, become a member. You can check stuff out over there. We also got some really interesting videos. But anyway, that's going to do it for this week. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.